Paris, 1925. The Eiffel Tower stands tall over the city, a symbol of progress and innovation. But what if I told you that this iron giant was once sold, not by the government, but by a con man so brilliant that he fooled the world? This is the story of Victor Lustig, the man who sold the Eiffel Tower, not once, but twice. To understand how Victor Lustig pulled off one of history's greatest scams, we need to go back to his origins. Born in Austria-Hungary in 1890, Lustig was no ordinary man. He was intelligent, charismatic, and spoke multiple languages. But most of all, he had a unique skill. He could manipulate people into believing anything he said. By the time he reached adulthood, Lustig had become a professional con artist, traveling across Europe and America, swindling wealthy individuals and perfecting his craft. But his biggest con was yet to come. In the 1920s, the Eiffel Tower was in poor condition. Built in 1889 for the World's Fair, it was originally meant to be a temporary structure. The French government was struggling with maintenance costs, and rumors spread that it might be dismantled. Lustig saw this as a golden opportunity. Posing as a French government official, Lustig invited 6 scrap metal dealers to a secret meeting at the luxurious Hôtel de Crillon. He claimed that the government had decided to sell the Eiffel Tower for scrap but needed to keep the deal confidential to avoid public outrage. Lustig, always the master of deception, studied his victims carefully. He identified the most desperate and greedy businessman in the room, André Poisson. Poisson was eager to make a name for himself and jumped at the chance to buy the Eiffel Tower. To make the scam even more convincing, Lustig gave Poisson official-looking documents with government seals. He even arranged a bribe, pretending to be a corrupt official to make Poisson believe the deal was real. Poisson paid Lustig a hefty sum, believing he had just secured one of the most valuable deals in history. By the time Poisson realized he had been scammed, Lustig was already on a train to Austria. But here's the shocking part. Poisson was so embarrassed that he never reported the crime. Lustig had just pulled off the perfect con. Most criminals would have stopped there, but Lustig wasn't done yet. He returned to Paris a few months later and ran the exact same scam on a new group of businessmen. This time, however, his actions raised suspicion, and he was forced to flee before completing the second sale. Still, the fact that he even attempted this a second time speaks to his incredible confidence and skill as a con artist. After escaping France, Lustig moved to the United States, where he continued to run scams. His most famous trick in America was the money printing machine. Lustig claimed that his machine could print real $100 bills. The trick? It actually contained 2 genuine $100 bills, which would be printed before the machine stopped working. By the time his victims realized they had been duped, Lustig was long gone with their money. He scammed rich businessmen, politicians, and even law enforcement officials with this scheme, becoming one of the most wanted criminals in the country. But all great con artists eventually meet their downfall. In 1935, the US Secret Service finally caught up with Lustig. He was arrested and charged with multiple crimes, including counterfeiting. Sentenced to 20 years in prison, he was sent to the infamous Alcatraz prison, where he spent his final years. Even in prison, Lustig remained as mysterious as ever. In 1947, he reportedly died of pneumonia, but some believe he may have faked his death, escaping one last time. After all, if anyone could pull off such a trick, it would have been Victor Lustig. Victor Lustig's story is a testament to the power of deception. He was a master manipulator, able to convince even the most skeptical people to believe his lies. But what made him truly remarkable was not just his scams, but his ability to execute them with such precision and confidence. Today, the Eiffel Tower still stands, stronger than ever. But for a brief moment in history, one man made the world believe it was up for sale. And that man was Victor Lustig, the greatest con artist of all time. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more about history's greatest mysteries and legendary con artists, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one.